Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. It's David Hodge. Welcome. This is a continuation of the 7 churches exposed. Today's topic, Satan. Alright, brothers and sisters. So as you know, our enemies, Satan, these devils, demons, all these people, they want you to believe that you're being attacked by invisible, inanimate things, by spooks and spirits, by demons and devils and this and that and stuff you can't see. You're being attacked by spiritual entities. You see, that's what they want you to believe. That way they can remove themselves out of the picture as actually being the physical devils and demons who they actually are in real life. You see, because everything in life is physical. You see, so they tell you all these things to destroy your brain, keep your level of thinking low, have you thinking illogical, which destroys you. You see, have you believing these lies. You see, so you come up with bad ideas. You see, you getting bad information from these individuals who hate you so much that you see everything that they do is to destroy you. So they telling you that these things and that things and these things, everything is invisible when everything is indeed visible. But they're telling you invisible because they trying to hide. They want to keep you thinking that we're all one people, that we're all one race, that we're all cool, that we're all going through the same things, but we're not. They are the ones that are oppressing you. You see? So they're trying to tell you all these things to remove themselves out of the situation of being the devils. You see? Because the devil is the one who brought you here, took you from your land, and enslaved and afflicted you for 40 years. Demons is their black-faced children from the rape of the black woman during that time until now. They raped our women, as we know from biology. It's a biological fact that the father carries the seed. So you are who your father is. So we have people that walk around looking like me and you, but they're not us. They're master's children, wolves in sheep clothing, and they're cancer to our communities, to our people. They're cancer to our unity. We can't unite because they're the ones taking us out. They're the ones interfering. They're the ones causing friction, conflict, and chaos in our communities, and causing so much hate between us. Then you have Satan, who has stolen your identity, who has stolen your birthright, who's claiming to be you, has stolen your image. You see? And has invested fully in your destruction and ruining your image, because in order for somebody to be successful in stealing your image, they have to make sure that no one ever will believe that you are whoever they claim they are. You understand? So they've stolen your identity. Now they're doing a 24/7 job on make sure they destroy your image, so you lose credibility. No one believes that you are whoever they say they are. They claim to be true seed Abraham. You try to come with that claim, they made you look like a fool, an idiot, a clown, a comedian, a dummy. You see? So no one will believe that. No one's going to believe you. So you see, we have all these enemies around us, brothers and sisters, and they're plotting your death to annihilate you, murder you. You see? When you're unaware, not consciously registered in your right mind. You have the devil's mind. You see? Because they programmed you. You see? So you taking information from your enemy. You taking information from the enemies. They're the ones running the show. You see? But they're plotting to take your life. They take your life away. Take away your life. Completely get rid of you. You see? And you are totally unaware of the danger. You see? Because they stripped us of everything. Like I said, they programmed you, took everything from you, and gave you the mind that you desire. Gave you the mind that they desire, which is the devil's mind. Gave you however they wanted you to think. You see, which is against your nature. You see? putting you in a reality that you would suffer in, that you'd be made miserable in. See, sticking you in a system that's a nightmare. The American dream. It's good for them, but it's bad for you. See, it's 100% against you. It's 100% destruction for you. You see? So you're killing yourself trying to maintain and survive and operate in a reality that's totally against you. You see? They have you pushing and supporting a vision that's not for you. And they won't give you your vision because they know a people without a vision will perish. So they exchange the vision for a dream. You see? So they have you they have you fooled, still have you deceived. You see? And you're taking information from these people when they're the ones who enslaved you. They're the ones who was invested in the slave trade. You see? These are the same people that are doing everything in their power to keep you down, keep you miserable, keep you to keep you from rising, keep you from finding out the truth, finding out about your vision, the Abrahamic covenant, keep you from fulfilling the covenant. You see, keep you from leaving here. You see, they put their demons in place to destroy you, to keep you here, keep you within the programming, keep you loving master, loving your enemies, loving this, loving that, loving stuff you shouldn't love, have you loving stuff that's bad for you, and stuff that's bad for you, they made you believe it was good for you. You see, loving your enemies, loving the land of your imprisonment. You see, disrespecting your ancestors. You see, these are the things that they have you doing. You see, and these same people are the same people who hate you 100% because they're the ones who changed you 100%. Because if you love something, you keep it the same. You don't change it. You love it. But since they hate you, they change it 100%. So your condition is a reflection of their hate. And they hate you. You see? And they constantly fill you up with lies. Constantly give you bad examples. Giving you role models to destroy you. The house Negroes, the demons. They put them in your way to make sure that you do what they do. Which what they do is to destroy you. To have you acting other than yourself, to have you going backwards, to have you misusing your energy and believing in spook spirits and mystery gods, believing in heaven and hell, Christianity, and all these things to psychologically terrorize you and inflict fear into your heart. Which, if you have a weak heart, you have weak thoughts. All these things is to keep your level of thinking low, so they can maintain control over you. You see, so they're filling us up with lies. By the same people who hate you, by the same people who programmed you. See, took everything from you. You see, took our vision, our freedom, raped us, tortured us, murdered us. You see, for 400 plus years. You see, and I mean, their job is to completely make you hate yourself, make you believe that you're inferior. You see, because they're terrorist nation, so their job is to terrorize you. 24/7. You see, never ending torment, torture, pain, and misery. You see? So the more you buy into the more you buy into what they tell you, the worse off you are. Because this reality is not set for you to thrive in. This information they gave you wasn't not meant for you to thrive. It was meant for you to be. It was tailored to your destruction. It was made for you to have a casket. You see? So these people, these individuals that you believe in, aren't your friends. These people aren't your friends. And they don't have good information for you. They have bad information. That way you can calculate. So when you're calculating or coming up with, you try to tie stuff together, you come up with a bad answer. You come up with bad answers from bad information. So these people that you believe in aren't your friends. They're your enemies. You see? The devils, demons, Satan. You see? So, and it says exactly who Satan is. Like I said, he's the one who stole your identity. He's the one who took your identity from you. He's the one that they speak about in the 7 churches. And it's clear on who he is. They said It's in the chapters 2 and 3 of Revelations, which is the 7 churches. In both chapters, verse 9, on both chapters, they're both verse 9 in both chapters. It tell you exactly who Satan is. It says, I am giving out of the synagogue of the Satan, of the ones saying themselves Jews to be and not they are, but they are lying. And the blasphemy out of the ones saying Jews to be themselves and not they are, but Satan. So, right? So who has synagogues? The false Israel are the ones that have synagogues, right? The Jewish people, right? It's worship centers of what? It says what? Worshiping centers of Satan. The ones saying to be Jews, right? They claim to be Jews, right? And it says what? They're not, but lying. It says the blasphemy, which is an act against God, meaning they're going against God. It's a violation against God. Of the ones saying what? Jews to be themselves and not they are, but Satan. You see? It said what? Satan is a god in this world who has blinded the minds of those who do not believe in what I'm saying. They do not understand to see the glorious light of the good news that they are blessed. You see? And they don't understand the message of this, which is the teaching of this here. You see? And Satan was the one making sure that they didn't see it, because he was the one flooding them with the media. He was the one in control of Hollywood. He's the one in control of making sure that you stayed lost. You see? He was the one making sure that you never got your mind, you never got the right mind back. You see? That you never got your superior mind back. You see? And he wasn't doing damage to your brain. You see? One controlling what you hear, what you see, all these things to keep you programmed to destroy you. You see? He was the one that had our people eating things sacrificed to idols and committing fornication. You see, taking in bad information, and once you take in bad information, you see now they have you doing other than yourself. And I have you commit acts that's against you. That's totally against your nature. That also destroys your discipline, which is the source of your power. You see? Right. If you don't have discipline, then now you have less power. You see, they know that's a way to manipulate and keep you under their thumb, keep you under control, keep you from ever rising. You see, because you always misuse your energy on doing other than self, doing what they want you to do, doing what they set up for you, doing what they had their demons doing. You know, the actors, the entertainers, the politicians, the this and that. You know, the house Negroes in the masses' house. They're the examples for you. They're the bad examples for you. But they have you looking up to them because they got money and all these things and cars and nice houses and all these things. But they're masses' children. So this reality was made for them. So when you see them, they're supposed to give you hope and you're supposed to look up to them and want to be like them. But everything they do is against you. You see? Because they're not you. They're Caucasians and black skin. You see? So it says that Satan was in control of all these things, though, because he was the one that utilized them in the industry. He's the one improving everything. He's the one making sure that everything that they push out is terrible. Is terrible for you to destroy your brain, destroy our nation, destroy our people. You see, get rid of you, keep you down, discredit you, completely get rid of you. You see? That's why it says, as many ones as not are having teaching this, who not knew the things deep to Satan, that Satan hates you. That Satan pushed 24/7 to get rid of you, to keep you down. You see? He invested in the slave trade 100%. He made X amount of money off you by making fun of your condition. Blackface. You see? Making fun of being black and being a big lit black man. You see? And what all we went through was comedy for them. You see? So they made money, made riches off your misery. You see? They made money off making fun of you, clowning you. You see? Al Jolson. Look it up, brothers and sisters. This is what they was doing, making fun of you. Investing in your torture. Invested fully into your destruction, the slave trade. They invested in that, invested in Hollywood to keep you down. They're the ones in control of it, control of the media, control of this, control of that. Their foot is in on everything that has to do with destroying you, because they pretend to be you, and this is how the world is structured around. The world is structured around the idea that they're the true seed of Abraham. So this is how the devil set it up. because they were wicked people terrorizing God's people, and that's what happened. That's why false Israel was set up. You see, they were set up intentionally to prove that they were the true seed of Abraham and that we weren't, because when the messenger came, he proclaimed that we were. So guess what? American Britain, they countered his claim by setting up false Israel to protect themselves from being discovered as devils, as hideous beasts, monsters who was terrorizing God's people. You see? So false Israel is not who they claim to be, and they're false. You see? They're not the seed of Abraham. They're Satan, who was set up by these devils to steal our inheritance, to rob our nation, to keep us down, to discredit us, to keep them looking good, making them look as if they were better than what they were. You see, keeping them sane, using this scenario as a way to be blessed, because they was calling the shots, right? So they placed false Israel as a foundation, as the seed of Abraham, to counter your claim that to make sure that you were nothing. So it says, bless those who bless Israel. So now they set up Israel, they bless Israel. So that means that they're blessed, that they're the spiritual seed of Abraham, that they're good people, that they're holy, they're white, that they're good. So then, who are you? Who are you? Where did that place you? You're not the seed of Abraham, so that means you're cursed. You're cursed black. You see? Who God hated himself, who God cursed. You see? That's where they put you at. That you're no good. You're nobody. But that's not true. You see? But they got to keep this lie going, because this is part of their mental balance. This is part of their beam of balance, their consciousness. You see, their conscious, a good sense of consciousness for themselves, to put themselves in the limelight of being good. You see, as being great, as being blessed, as being, superior. You see, that's what they're doing. That's what they did, and that's what they continue to do. They have to keep this lie going, because this is what the world is structured. This is what the world is. The world is structured around this idea, and that's how they justify terrorizing and torturing you and doing all these things to you, because you're nothing. You're nothing but a bunch of clowns, fools, pimps, hoes. You see, idiots, dummies, uneducated savages, and that's not true. Our people are the gods. Our people are the true seed of Abraham. Our people are blessed. But they don't know that because of these devils, because of Satan, because of these demons. You see? And Satan is pushing it hard, because if he crumbles, then they crumble. So they're backing him up. You see? They're backing Satan up. They're backing false Israel up, because they have to. Because if his cover is blown, then their cover is blown. And they're all terrible people. They're all monsters. They're all rapists, pedophiles, slave owners. You see? Straight monsters. So they have to go along with this image, right? That's why it says, as many ones as not are having to teaching this, who not they knew the things deeply Satan, that even Satan disguised himself as an angel of light. But he was what? He was indeed Satan. He claimed to be a Jew, but he was not. He was Satan. You see? And the blasphemy are the ones saying Jews to be themselves, but not they are. But what? Satan. You see? And the scripture tell you that that none of them are good. Not one of them. No devil. No devils. No Satan. None of them. You see? It says that they said none of them was righteous. Not one. No, not one. There's none that understand, because they can't. Because they got a different nature. Their nature is opposite of ours. You see? They're devils. You see? So that's their nature. Weak and wicked. Make mischief and shed blood. It says there's none that seek after God. They can't. They had no fear of God for their eyes. Or else they wouldn't be doing all these things they're doing. Because look what they're doing to God's people. You see? So they had no fear of consequence. Because they wouldn't be doing these things. But this is the evidence that none of them seek after God. Because the will of God is for us to be free. You see? The will of God is to fulfill the Abrahamic covenant, which means that they will be judged. They're not with that. They're against it. You see? So then it says what? They have all turned aside and together become worthless. There is none that does good, no, not so much as one. You see? So this is what it says about them. This is what it says about these devils. And that's why they put up this image, false Israel, as a mask to to cover this up, to cover up that they kill and steal, destroy. This is how this is their source of power, the divine conquering. They went out making hell. You know what I'm saying? And that's all they brought with them is hell and disease and poverty. And this is what they do everywhere they go. You know, when they fled out of Europe, this is what they did everywhere they went. They went taking other people's belongings and stealing and killing and destroying. That's what they do. They're no good. So they set this image up to make themselves look good. And they call themselves great. They ain't never been great. Ain't nothing great about what they do. And they terrorize and torture and murder and rape and do all these things. And they say that they did all these things in the name of Jesus, in the name of God. You tell me, did this sound like the works of God? Or does it sound like who they say? It says Satan is the God of this world. So that's the God they talk about, because they talk about that God. It's the works of Satan. You see? It's the works of Satan. So the job is to reveal, expose, address Satan. You see? Target Satan, attack him, magnify, penetrate Satan, narrow down who Satan is, which is false Israel, and who's helping them. These devils, America and Britain, and they demon children. They all helping, and they all connected. You see? I mean, there's others connected too. The house aside, the false apostles, those who claim to be Arab Muslims, but they're Hindus. Who the British put on the throne to keep this thing going. They're the ones fueling this reality with oil. That's because this is a industrial complex that solely depends on oil. Without it, it don't run. So they're the ones, they're your enemies. You see? The house aside, the Sunnis, all of these people are your enemies. You see? So you got enemies everywhere, brothers and sisters. But I'm saying, my job is to attack Satan, to point at Satan, highlight Satan, to get on Satan, you see, and chip at the face of Satan, and peel back and break the mask and reveal Satan, shine the truth on the situation, and revealing the truth that Satan was a liar. He was masquerading as an angel of light, but he was Satan. He was claiming to be us, but he wasn't nothing. He was an anti-Semite, because he put that title on everybody, but he's the anti-Semite. He's the one that's against the Semites. The seed of Abraham is us. So that means if he claimed to be us, he's in opposition. You see? The blasphemy, the act against God. He was the one that was claiming to be us. And he was nothing but anti-Christ. He was against us. We the Christ. You see? We the body of Christ. You see? And he's against the body of Christ. He's claiming to be us. He's not us. He's Satan. You see? So that's what we're doing. Putting pressure on them. Exposing them. Revealing them. You see? Letting everybody know who he is. You see? Because they don't know. They don't know who he is. They know he ain't right. Because his actions ain't matching up with his image anymore. You see? Whoever they claim to be, it ain't matching up. Actions speak louder than words. And what they're doing, blowing up children and blowing up innocent women and children. Killing children. You see? Oppressing people for 70 plus years. Forcing them off their land. You see? Putting them in concentration camps. You see, oppressing people and putting them under siege and keeping them from feeding their families and getting to necessary resources that they need to survive. You see, starting them out, killing them. You see, and going to war with people, and they have no real reason for what they're doing because they're under pressure. That's why they're doing it, because they're being crushed. You see, the pressure's. Their time is up. And they're being exposed. That's why they're doing what they're doing, because they're being crushed. They're being exposed. So what they're doing is they feel the pressure. So they're reacting. They're reacting because they're under pressure from this message. You see? From being exposed. They feel the pressure. You understand? This is pressure. This is force. This is right. They feel the pressure from being exposed. You understand? These words is attacking them. Them being talked about. That's out in the thoughtosphere. That's out. You see? That's out in the air. That's out in the atmosphere. You see? Putting that vibe out. Crushing them. You see? These words is what's attacking them. This is the high pressure for this time. Exposing Satan. Telling who Satan is. Telling you what they're doing. Showing you what they're about. You see? Putting pressure on them. The highest pressure that they can't even handle it. Their time is up. You see? their time is up. It said all things will fail. So all the propaganda and everything that they claim that they was utilizing to make themselves look better or make people look bad, it ain't working. That's why I said, right, their image isn't matching up with what they're doing anymore. The stuff they're doing is unthought of, unheard of. They ain't never seen this type of stuff going on because they're under pressure. They're on their way out. They're on their way to being destroyed. So this is what it looks like when you see them, because the pressure's increasing. So they're moving faster than ever right now, and they're getting into it with people much faster. But the thing is, their luck's not in their favor anymore. They're not having any more good luck. So they're going to be. They said they inherit what they say. So they claim they gonna blow people up, kill people, murder, and do all these things, and put people under siege and destroy them. That's exactly what's going to happen to them. It said they inherit what they say. It said backfire, boomerang, back at them. It said you reap what you sow. And they are the judgment. You see? And they're being crushed by the pressure because they can't handle it. They can't, because they don't have any discipline. They're losing control. Their minds is slipping. You see? There's too much pressure for them. They can't handle it. They don't have the discipline to handle it. They're losing their discipline. They're about to lose their life. And this is evidence of them, showing them how they're going out. You see? Because they're doing whatever. They're doing whatever, by all means, to survive. They're doing whatever it takes to survive, and they don't give a damn. You see? Because they're going out kicking. Because they're being squished. So, you see it by their actions, which are the actions of Satan. You see? So that's what we're doing, brothers and sisters. Putting that pressure on them. Exposing them. Constantly talking about it every day. You see? Putting it in their mind. Putting it into people's minds. You see? Telling them the truth. Telling them what the scriptures say. Showing them their actions. You see? Alright, we're going to get to this, brothers and sisters. This is the Abrahamic covenant. This is for the Semites, the seed of Abraham. This is the covenant. This is their vision. So they claim to be Semites, right? They claim that they're Semites, that they're the seed of Abraham. So they should be able to fit this without a problem. But they don't. So let's run through it. It says, know of a surety that thy seed shall be sojourners. Okay, the seed of what? It says Abram, which is Abraham. Because Abram was split from the seed, so he was called, Abraham was split from the seed, so he was called Abram until he reunite with his seed. So he's talking about the seed of Abraham. So we know that Jesus said what? That their father's the devil. See? So right off the bat, they don't fit the description of that. They don't fit. That's another indication that they're not who they claim to be. And it says what? Sojourners, meaning be temporary. And in what? In a land that is not theirs. Okay, so they claim that they were delivered out of Egypt, right? They were the Israelites that were delivered out of Egypt. Okay, so if they went from Egypt to Palestine, that's not foreign. That's not strange. That's not. It said temporary, which means it said sojourner, which means temporarily in a land that's not there. Egypt and Palestine is next door to one another. That's across the street. That's right to you. You get what I'm saying? So this is another indication that they're not who they claim to be, because you would have to go from east to west or west to east. I mean, they still in the east, so they don't fit that description. Then it says that the Semites would go through servitude and affliction for 400 years. So you tell me, when they went through the Holocaust, did they go through 400 years of the Holocaust? No, they went through 5-6 years of something that they caused upon themselves. You see, from betraying their country. The German Jews betrayed Germany. They betrayed them in losing World War I. Excuse me, brothers and sisters. They betrayed them in losing that war against Britain in World War I. So this is what they were being burnt up, because when Hitler rose to power, he gave his word that he would eliminate them, and that's a universal concept in any place. That do away, eliminate traitors. You see, so they playing that they playing that card. You see, that boohoo card, that sympathy card, that why me, why us, look what happened to us, look what they did to us, when y'all deserve what y'all got. You see what I'm saying? So they was playing that role like they was good people until now people found out they was cutting off babies' heads. You see, so now nobody feel bad for you because we found out that you was a baby killer. You cutting off babies' heads. You're not innocent. You was but at first nobody knew that it's like, oh, poor me, look what they doing to us, and then we find out you was chopping babies' heads off. That's the situation they in. They got what they deserved. You see, and the thing is, they stopped doing that. And because they found out that we was the true seed of Abraham. So they stopped killing them people, stopped burning them up, stopped putting them in concentration camps, and stopped putting them in gas chambers, and put them in that land that they claimed that they was going to give them. You see, they claimed they were going to give them that land 26 years before they put them in the land. You see? And they waited all the way until they found out who we was to give them that land 26 years later. And that's when they put them in Palestine to claim to be us because they found out who we were. So at the end of the day, they didn't go through 400 years of nothing. And what they did suffer was at the hands of their own doings, you see? And so, and not only that, Jesus said, what did he say when he had a conversation with them? He said that the truth shall set you free. And they didn't understand. He said, none understand because they got different nature. They don't understand what he's saying. So they didn't told on themselves, and they said what? They said, what do you mean to set you free? We never been enslaved. We never been in bondage to any man. So right off the bat, they told on themselves that they never been enslaved. See, but it says what? That the Semite would have to go through what? Servitude and affliction for 400 years. So this is another indication that they're not who they claim to be. Because when Jesus talked to them, they didn't went and ratted on themselves and said, we ain't never been in bondage to any other man, to any man. So that right off the bat, they don't fit the description. And then it says what? And also that nation whom they serve will I judge. Okay, so why are they the ones under judgment? 1619, 2019, 2020 is the year of 2020 is the year of plague. 2020 the year of judgment, the plague that will kill the firstborn, meaning the elderly, but pass over those with the lamb's blood, meaning you had to be original, meaning you had to have the same DNA as the lamb. So why didn't that happen for them? It didn't pass over these devils. It didn't pass over these Caucasian. It didn't pass over false Israel. It didn't pass over Satan. So they knew instantly that they were in trouble. And that's why you see them acting in the manner they're acting, because they knew that their time was limited and they had to bust a move because their life was about to be taken. So they didn't have any time to be playing around. So now you see them acting out in that manner. And because everything would fail, all things would fail. And this is a clear indication that they are the ones who did these things. That's why they're under judgment. Because if we were, then we'd be the ones dropping like flies when the plague came, but we weren't. Africa and Haiti weren't being touched. You can check the World Health Organization that they weren't being affected because they had the same DNA as the lamb, which those are our brothers. And we weren't dropping like flies. And the people who was, if you seen blacks dying, was the demons. They're black-faced children who look like us, but they're them. So they can miss us with that. And that's when they came out with the jab to get rid of our people. They try to hit you with the jab, get you to try to wipe out your immune system, just like HIV, and kill you like that. You know what I'm saying? With the jab. That's why they was giving 50% of the population placebo, which was their people, and they was trying to give our people the plague. I'm trying to give our people the jab to kill us off. You see, because they knew that they were in trouble. You see, so they're the ones being judged. And they said what? Afterwards, they shall come out. Okay, so they should come out now, right? 16, 19, 2019, 2020. Around this time, they should be coming out. But wait a minute. They are already sitting in Palestine. So what are they coming out of? So that means that they're saying that these things already happened. They're saying that the Bible is past tense. But we know that it's future tense. We know we're living out the Bible. We know that we're living out Exodus. It means to exit. You see, but they already claiming they exit. They claiming that they got a Bible full of outdated information that is irrelevant. You see? That you utilize this as an example, as a lesson. You see, they claim that these things have already happened, but they haven't. You see, and they claim that they coming out. You should be coming out around this time, but they already sitting in Palestine. And then on top of that, it said that God would give them the land. Then they take the land. Then they take Palestine. They didn't wait on God to bless them. They blessed themselves. And then it said they would have peace. But they haven't had a day of peace since they've been over there. And then they built walls because they ain't had no peace. You see? And they ain't had no peace since the time they got over there. And God didn't give them the land. They took it. So that's point blank period. And then not only that, on top of that, God tell you what he told them, what land he would give them. He said, unto thy seed have I given this land from the river of Egypt unto the great river, the river Euphrates. See? So he tells you right there off the bat that what land he would give you. He said he would give you that land between those coordinates. So if you go on the map in the Middle East, look at these coordinates, it's Arabia. He would give them Great Arabia. So where they sitting at? They sitting in Little Palestine. They sitting in Jerusalem, which is another indication that they're not who they claim to be. That means that they're false. They're not who they claim to be. They're sitting in the wrong land. You see how all these things come together, brothers and sisters? Satan is false, which is another thing we're going to get to. This right here, brothers and sisters, you read this, it says false Israel. That's their name. See, this is another indication that they're false, because who in their right mind would name themselves false Israel? We know false means fiction, fake, phony, not real, not the real deal. You see, not true. So they're false Israel. They name themselves false Israel, which is another indication that they're not real. You see, false Israel is not real. And if you look at rail, how they spell rail, you see the R-A-E-L. You see those two vowels, the A and the E, should be flipped. Should be flipped around. You see, because they spell it wrong. You see, anything that's real should be spelled I-S-R-E-A-L, Israel. You see, which is another indication that they're not who they claim to be. They're false. You see? And then, let's not forget that they claim to be the Jewish people. Jewish. You see? They wish they were Jews. But what it says the blasphemy are the ones saying Jews be themselves and not they are, but Satan. You see? So they can wish and hope and pray. But we know wishes and praying and hoping and doing all these things nothing has ever came from it. Nothing happen unless you make it happen. Things don't just happen, you see? So you can pray and wish and all that spooky stuff, but nothing happen unless you make it happen. You see? So that's the thing. They wish that they were Jews, but they're Satan. You see, and the word ish is the suffix word for ish is a little bit, somewhat, kind of, a little bit, not really, not exactly. So you see, that word is another dead giveaway. Ish, Jewish, like mankind, kind of like a man. You see, they Jewish. You see, wish they were Jews still. They still wishing they was Jews because the word Jew came from the word the word Jew is like abbreviation or like a nickname for the word Judah. You know, the tribe of Judah. So that's where Jew came from, was original tribe out of Africa, which is a Levite tribe, priest tribe, you see. So they're original tribe, you see. So they're claiming to be an original tribe, but they're devils, you see. So they wish they were the tribe of Judah, but they're devils, you see. Their father's the devil, made to make mischief and shed blood. They wish that they were original, but they're devils. They wish they were Jews, but they're Satan, you see. So it's clear on who they are. They're Satan. Simple. You see? And our people need to know this. Our people need to know that their identity has been stolen. That these people have stolen your identity. These people claim to be you. These people are putting it in your mind that you're nobody. And they're messing up your brain with this stuff that they feeding our communities. The crap that they pushing have you acting other than yourself. They're giving you bad information. They're giving you bad music, bad images, stuff that even images you can't see, hidden subliminal stuff that's destroying you, destroying your mind, stuff that's locked in your conscious, in your subconscious. They covering all boards to destroy you. You see, and they're the ones doing these things 24/7 because they have to keep this image up. They have to keep this lie going. They have to keep these things going, brothers and sisters. You see. But when they destroy, everything's going to change because there's a war. You see the war that's going on in the Middle East. All these things is centered around the Abrahamic covenant. All these things is for you. It's a way being prepared for you. You see? So you see what's going on over there, and soon they're gonna be going to war against. There's gonna be an imminent war against Iran and false Israel, and Iran's gonna win the war, which nobody's gonna see happen. No one's gonna see that coming because everybody think that God's chosen people are false Israel, so they think when God come back and when the rapture happen, you see. When God come, they think God gonna come defend false Israel and destroy his enemies, and then the devils think they're gonna go up into heaven, they're gonna be raptured up into heaven and all these things. And that's not what's gonna happen. What's gonna happen is Iran is gonna be assisted by the Almighty God in Syria, and they're gonna destroy false Israel. And when that happens, that's gonna be something, because that's not supposed to happen. You understand? That's what it says. It says when you see Jerusalem surrounded by armies, know that its destruction is near. So it says what? He says, who controls Jerusalem? Jerusalem is the capital of what? False Israel. Meaning what? That false Israel is going to be destroyed. Not redeemed, not punished. No, totally destroyed. So this is going to prove that they're not the true seed of Abraham. Because it says what? Once God placed them in their land, they're not to be uprooted or removed. So what does that mean if they are? That means that they're not who they claim to be. That means that they were false. So it means somebody else is. You understand? But if they get removed, then that's an abomination. That's something that's not supposed to happen. And desolation is their destruction. Abomination of desolation. You see? And when that happens, then that means all hell's going to break loose. It's going to send shockwaves through the planet. It's going to rock the minds of these devils and these demons and everybody. Everybody's going to be rocked. You see? Because everybody thought that these was God's chosen people. So everybody thought they had their money on false Israel. And they find out that they're not. They're not who they claim to be. They're Satan. So that means that these devils are exposed as wicked, evil monsters who terrorize God's people. Terrorists, rapists, pedophiles, slave owners. Hideous people who completely dehumanize God's people past imaginable. And now it means what? It says what? Curse those who curse Israel. And who is Israel? You. Because now you have second claim, and now they find out that you are the one. They can't allow that idea to spread, and they're going to come kill you. So when they find out that when Satan go down, it's going to trigger an attack of all blacks. They're coming to kill you because their mind was set up around this idea. The world was structured around this idea. This was their balance. This is how they thought. This was kept them cool. This was kept them sane. So you see, this was their safe zone. This was made them blessed. Remember? Now they find out that what? They're cursed. He said, curse those who curse Israel. So now they find out that they're not blessed. They find out that they're cursed. They find out that their forefathers are not in heaven. They're in hell where they're on their way to. And you're the cause of it. Because what they do, they've been cutting you, cut your tongue out, and now you're here to cut their tongue out. That's the will of Allah. It says, do unto them as was done to you. And now they know, now that you are the personification of their judgment, that you are the one. You have to do all these things to them. Cause hell on them. So now you are an existential threat to their life. That means that it's either you or them. So they're coming at you full blown. No more sugar, no more sweetener. They're coming at you tough. They're showing you their true colors. They're coming to wipe you out because you're the evidence in their case that they had to get rid of. So they're coming to get rid of you. You understand? And it ain't no bargaining with massa. Ain't none of that. And they come to kill all blacks, no matter what nationality you are, because they can't differentiate who the seed of Abraham is. So they coming to kill all blacks. And that's why it says what? It says flee. When you see Jerusalem surrounded by armies, know that its destruction is near. But it says when you see him surrounded by armies, when you see him going under siege, it says flee. It tells you to get out of there before it happens. If you want a chance at survival, it says get the hell out of their communities, get out of their neighborhoods, get out of their houses, get out of their houses in the suburbs, get out of those places and get into the inner cities where your people are. Because we're gonna have to unite and fight against these people. They're gonna go against you. They're going against you. So whether you think you're going to war or not, they've already made war with you. But they're going to make full blown. They're going to be at your neck, full blown. So you might as well go out fighting for real. You understand? You might as well go ahead Ain't no need trying to pray and hope and wish and all these things that don't work and thinking that they're going to bargain and let you get over. They come to kill all blacks. You understand? Because now the jig is up. Now they've been exposed for being monsters. They come to kill you. It says flee. Flee. Don't go back into your house. Don't go back to get a charger. Don't go back to get a bottle of water. Don't go back to get no formula. Don't go back to do this. Don't go back to do nothing. Don't go back to get your wallet. Don't go. It says flee. It says get out of there immediately because they're coming to kill you. This is serious. You see? It said don't hesitate because if you wait after false Israel is destroyed, then you have a slim chance of living. You see? And the demons gonna hesitate because they think they cool with Massa. They think that they good with Massa. They think because they Massa's children, but they gonna find out that Massa don't give a damn about them as well. So you know damn well Massa don't give a damn about you because you definitely in his seed. And look how he treats his own seed. He abandoned them. He's a deadbeat. He threw them on our nation for 400 plus years. They don't even claim them because they look like us. You see? So they mad at us for something that they daddy did, and he's still coming to kill you. You see? You see what I'm saying? So our people are going to war. You see? And this is going to be the tribulations. You see? The tribulation is going to start soon. Because once all this happened, this is when, you see? Because the elect going to be taken out of here right before the tribulations. Because they conquered this reality. They succeeded. They did it. They accomplished the mind. They already had their mind. You see? They just didn't have the energy. You see? They were never deceived. They never deceived by the devils. They were deceived by the demons. They followed the Lamb everywhere he went. The messenger. The messenger of the covenant. They followed everything. You see? They was with him 100%. They was 100%. They was good to go. They had no blemish. You see? They couldn't be deceived. So that's when the God comes, he's coming to deliver the elect. They got to coach right out of here. And so does the sisters. So any original sister you see, you tell them their ways paved with gold, and they on their way out of here with the seed of Abraham. And they on their way out of here with the elect, with 144,000. You see, because they kept our nation alive. They kept their end of the deal. Without them, we wouldn't even be here today. Not from no blood of Jesus or all this spooky crap. No, from the black woman. She kept us alive. She risked her life to keep our nation alive. So when you see her, you tell her ways paved with gold, and she's on her way out of here. You see, her and the children. They're not going through the tribulations. But the Levites, the brother Levites, you are. Because you were deceived by a demon. You was deceived by Louis Farrakhan, the chief demon. You see, the son of perdition, son of hell, the fall causer, the one who destroyed the nation. And he deceived, he made war against you for 42 years, and now you were deceived. And our people, their lives be lost because you were deceived, because the message never reached them. So now you have to go through tribulation to save as many people as you can, because you've been deceived for 42 years. So now you got to go back and save our people. You see? And try to bring them up to speed, give them their mind, give them their protection, do all these things that they need to get out of here, because they had to be 100%. See, so we're going through the tribulations, brothers. You see, and we got to it's a makeup test, because you failed the test. You was deceived by a demon. It said not to be deceived, but you was deceived, and we got to save our people. And you see, we had to be 100%. We had to be purified as gold. We were silver, and we had to be purified as gold. We couldn't be purified as silver. That wasn't good enough. We had to be purified as gold. So we had to go back in the incubator to be 100%. You see, we're going through the fire. You see, that's what we be baptized in fire. We're going through the fire, but that was all right, because we don't have everything. We don't have everything we need to be successful if you apply it. You see, upload this information. Get the 5 mathematical pillars of Islam. Apply it. You see, give it to your brothers and sisters. Show them how to utilize it, how to apply it. You see, it said you walk through the fiery furnace without being burnt by the flames. It said you do exploits, that you do all right. But it's not saying that it's going to be a cakewalk, going to be easy. It didn't say it's going to be a piece of cake. You see, but you will be protected. You will have food. That's another thing, because there was times going to be famine because Iran and Syria took over the Middle East. American Britain was kicked out. The House of Saud was defeated, and so that means that they couldn't get any oil. You see, because that's their oil supply. So they were defeated. American Britain was kicked out of the Middle East. You see? So they don't have any more oil. And false Israel couldn't depend on America no more because they was kicked out of the Middle East. You see? And that's how they end up going under siege because they had no help. You see? And they were surrounded. They didn't have any more nothing. They didn't have nothing because they was getting help from America. But now they was put under siege and they was destroyed. You see, America, Britain, and that's the fall of America. Now America's going to war. You see, America and Britain going to war in these situations. You see? You see that? Right. They're not going to have any oil. That's what I was getting to, because this is an industrial complex that solely depends on oil. You need oil for it to thrive, for it to run, to work. They're not going to have any, because Iran and Syria are going to have it. That's their enemies. And they can't get it from Russia because they made war with Russia. They didn't told Russia that they didn't help Iran win the war. And then EU going to turn against them. NATO going to turn against them. Their own friends become foes. And they partner with Russia. And they going to turn against America. You see? So on top of that, it's going to be a famine here. No food, no electricity, no electronics, no nothing, no fuel, no food, no cars on the road, no gas, cold. You see? There's going to be people here starving. And that's when it says what? We said we'll have food. We have food from the God. He said we have manna from heaven, from the Almighty God. He's going to provide food for us. So that's another fight. You see, you'll have to secure that, have to get that together. That's going to cause problems because when there's no food, who do you think they're going to put on the menu? Last time I checked, you're still 3/5 of a human, which means that you're classified as food. So it means that you're classified as an animal. So who do you think they're going to put on the table? 3/5 of a human, right? You. So that's another big deal. That's when they're going to be, on top of killing you, they're going to be eating you. See? That's why people need to get into the inner cities and gather up. Well, we're going to have food from the God. We're going to have manna from God. You see? He's going to provide us with food. But we're going to have to get ourselves together, get our right mind together, get our protection together. You see? Do everything we need to do to be successful, because it's not going to be pretty, brothers and sisters. You've never seen a time like this. You've seen what happened. If you understand our experience, we was raped, murdered relentlessly. We were burnt alive, decapitated, cut open, peeled alive, experimented on without anesthesia. Our children fed to gators. Our children's heads smashed in. All type of deals, all type of things was going on. You see? Completely dehumanized, past imaginable. And the time that we headed in is worse than our own experience, worse than the Holocaust. You see? This is worse than anything you've ever seen, and it's unprecedented time, unprecedented trouble. I mean, it never has happened. You can't prepare for it, but you can get prepared as much as possible. That don't mean you're going to be prepared for it because nobody's ever been through it. So you can't prepare for something that nobody's ever been through, but it's going to be worse than our own experience, because you got to remember, these people coming at you full blown. And look what they did to you. Look what they did to you during this time, and they had everything. So now they on their way to having nothing, and they destined for they fate is sealed, and they do judgment, they do death, and you about to get out of here, and you about to have everything that they never wanted you to have, and you the blessed one. And you got to go make your own paradise, and they destined death. You never seen them in this light. Now they fighting for their life like a cat in the corner, and they gonna do anything they can do to take you with them, and say they reach out from their grave. You see? So the envier becomes envious, meaning that he became envious you. He never wanted you to have nothing. And now you about to have everything, and he can't believe it. And he's coming to kill you. He's coming to get rid of you. He's coming to scoop you under the rug. He's coming to get rid of the evidence. He's taking you out of existence. He's not going to come play with you because his life's on the line. So now, he ain't got nothing to lose. That's why I said reach out from the grave to make sure you die too. To make sure they take you with them, because they know that their time is over with. It's done for. And now they won't have no food. Who you think they gonna eat? Come on, brothers and sisters. Get real. This is a real situation, not a game. No joke. This stuff is for real. You see? Read Deuteronomy. Read it. It said children to be gray-headed. It says, it says that a woman would eat her. It said a woman would give birth in silence to eat the afterbirth in her child. It said that the most tenderhearted man won't have compassion for his wife and his children. It says, this is what it says, that the children they're gonna break our bones, and they're gonna put us in the cooking pot. This is what it's talking about. that they're going to eat us, that they're going to eat you, that they're going to do everything they can possible to you because they ain't got nothing to lose, and they're going to be going through a time that's worse than our own experience, and they're going to have the shittiest end of the stick this time. You see what I'm saying? So you've never seen them in this light. They coming at you full blown, and it's not no damn joke. They said our people's lives would be lost from the lack of knowledge. Lack of knowledge of what? That when false Israel goes under siege, says flee, or you're going to lose your life. Because once false Israel is destroyed, it's going to trigger the attack of all blacks, and they come in to kill you. So our people are lost from the lack of knowledge of this truth, that they are in danger, that their lives are in danger, and it says they need to flee. So with that being said, brothers and sisters, we want to bring this to a close. Thank you for listening to me. Assalamu alaikum.